The Jojo Siwa situation is getting worse and worse. Hello, you gorgeous donuts. Today, we're going to be covering the entire Jojo Siwa saga that's going on at the minute. Because let me tell you, this is going to change your life. If you somehow don't know who Jojo Siwa is, the best way to describe her is basically by her TikTok bio. She is the CEO of gay pop. Which I don't know if like that was like given to her on like an awards night or that's just self-proclaimed, but I'm not going to argue with it. I agree. She's basically been famous from a child when she appeared on the show Dance Moms, which was like a huge TV show in America. And she later went in to do YouTube and social media and became an absolute phenomenon. And as of recently, she's trying to get away from her child audience and branch out into like having more of an adult one. And because of this, she went through a major rebrand, which a lot of people called her out for, where it was just a little bit weird. And it seems like people have finally got sick of Jojo Siwa, as there's a current internet rebellion where everyone is just ignoring her in the hopes that she finally goes away. This is so cruel. POV, you are watching everyone ignore Jojo Siwa in her comments, all because a creator mentioned how hilarious it would be to ignore a celebrity when they post so they only get 13 likes. Genuinely, when people on the internet try and like do this sort of thing, it never really works because it's like kind of impossible to get everyone to band together to do a certain thing. However, with this one, it's actually working, and you're gonna see why. Like, this has got 3 million likes. Do you realize how insane that is? This has got 32 million views on a TikTok. You are watching everyone ignore Jojo Siwa all because someone mentioned how hilarious it would be. But the real question is, who should we ignore next? I don't know, Jeffree Star, maybe someone. It is crazy because genuinely, like, if everyone just did this to like a certain creator, like if this becomes a huge trend, this could actually really like have an impact on huge celebrities. It's the fact you're not sending them hate, you're not like, you know, being too invasive. You're just ignoring them. You just see the post. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that one. I'm just going to scroll, actually. Just not interacting with it. Because that's what every social media app is based on, is interaction. And you're starving them of what they crave so dearly. This ignoring celebrities trend is so funny. Like, seeing their ratio of views to likes being so low kills me. And who even decided that Jojo Siwa would be the first victim anyway? I actually feel bad for Jojo Siwa because I feel like she's always the person that gets it in the neck. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she's cringy. But is she really hurting anyone? It's like someone went, yeah, let's do her first. Fuck it. Can you imagine just the towers of Jojo Siwa right now with all of like the guys in suits trying to work out what's going on, why everything's kind of running low? That must be absolutely hilarious. It reminds us of, you know, when you were younger and like, you know, like the older people in your family would pretend you were invisible. That happened to you as well, right? That wasn't just, I might just have had a traumatic experience. You know, where you're like screaming at them and then like you actually believe you're invisible and you're going to die. Family are cruel. This is a huge trend going on at the minute. Like, so many people are involved in this. Like, people are just posting simple TikToks saying who we're ignoring next, and it's getting 500,000 likes. I feel like I need to put a suggestion forward. Trisha Paytas. And it's so weird because if you look at Jojo Siwa's TikTok, okay, like she's getting the record number of views she's probably ever had on her lifetime on this account. Like, if you scroll down, she gets like 5 mil, 5 mil, 7 mil, 3 mil, 6 mil. And as of recently, she's getting 48 million, 26 million, 23. Like, those are like absurd numbers. So you're probably like, well, this is actually benefiting her. But when you look at the interaction, like the amount of likes, like 89,000 likes on a 48 million view video. I know that this sounds weird me saying it, but that's pretty horrific. Like, the engagement rate on that is like really bad. Even though it's got 89,000 likes, which is like incredible, compared to the views, like not many people, if anyone, who's watching the video are like engaging with it. Even the top comment on it is, POV, you saw that video about ignoring Jojo Siwa? And that's got 520,000 likes. That's 6 times as many likes as the actual videos got. Even the second comment has got like nearly triple the likes. Like, it's actually insane. I've never seen like collectively people group against somebody like this, but in like a weirdly non-toxic, toxic way. Like, if we look at another one, 27 million views and 54,000 likes. Like, the engagement, again, it's not that great. Yet people are watching. So I wonder from Jojo Siwa's perspective if she's kind of taken this as a win because she'll be getting paid. I actually feel like this is doing her a favor because like more people are knowing about her, and it's not because something she's doing wrong. People have just decided to pick on her. Even on her Instagram, like I'm just looking on my phone here. A couple of months ago, she was getting like around 100,000 likes per post. And on some recent ones, she's like hid the like count, which possibly means that she's not too happy with it. And on our very last one, she's only getting 29,000 likes. Like, again, I realize that I'm speaking very, very, not even first world problems. This is like Hunger Games capital problems. But I'm just saying, like, this is the first time, like, this sort of thing's had an impact on a creator. Like, brands will be looking at this going, oh, well, here, her engagement's fallen. I'm not gonna, I don't know about Spawn. Like, she will genuinely be losing money over this. It's interesting because I wonder why people chose Jojo Siwa as the first person to do it. It just fits. I don't know why. But, like, it's just the right person to trial this with, just to really see, like, how can we really make a difference here? I think it's because she thrives so much off attention. Like, that's her main thing. She just wants, like, to be as famous as possible, which is why it's so perfect. But I do feel really sorry for her because I don't feel like she's done anything wrong or anything to deserve this. And because of her engagement dropping, she's, like, started to drop videos that, like, require engagement. She's really trying to, like, rage bait people into actually interacting with her videos. Like, you can see here, she's like showing us, apparently she's like breached an NDA, which obviously I believe is like a crime. Now, obviously I don't know, but I believe this is fake. She's doing this to drive attention so that people comment on her TikTok, which she so badly craves. It's just interesting though that she's had to respond to all of this by, like, you know, really trying to rage bait people. And I believe she's posting this, like, breaking her NDA thing to kind of promote a bad girl image that she's just so badly wanted to have. She did a written interview, and some of the quotes from this are just like, it's just so cringe, man. My statement right now is sometimes you've got to get in trouble. I'm going to get myself in trouble by posting online today. It's like, all right, love, right? You're not committing like an actual murder or something here. You're just breaking an NDA about your song, love. Is it really that deep? I don't think it's that deep, if I'm honest. I feel like if you nicked the Lucasade from the shop, that would cause more outrage, you know, if somebody found out about it than doing this. I'm not an entertainer. I'm a statement maker. That's like, that would be written on a t-shirt you'd buy from like Claire's or some like novelty gift shop. Sometimes I think with Jojo Siwa that like AI writes our responses. Like, I can't believe an actual human would say that with like full seriousness. In the US, where Jojo was born and raised, residents are expected to pay for their fuel before they're allowed to fill up their gas tank. I didn't pay for it. You could just drive off. Is that really you being a bad girl? I feel like you're just kind of, well, you're like a multi-millionaire and you're, you know, stealing petrol from people when you don't need to. Do you know people that like need to do this? Like, I don't really care, just drive off. But you don't even need to do this. You just do it for the crack. You're doing it because you're a statement maker. Oh, it all makes sense now. Why she acts like this. She's not a troublemaker. She's a statement maker. Why didn't I know this from the start? And just because the entire vibe around Jojo Siwa the last like few months has been trying to take the piss out of her, she's finally like responding to some of the like funny comments she gets.
Like shit because I'm working out, but this, I have been getting this comment since Karma came out, which was April 5th. Baby, it's November, almost December. Find a new joke.
Is it bad that I kind of feel a little bit sorry for her? Like, I think she gets so much hate just for being cringe. It's not like, you know, you see some people and you're like, wow, how could a human being do that? She's just really cringe. Does she deserve hate? I know that was a jokey comment, but I think some people take it too far. Now, the reason why I said that I don't think Jojo Siwa will be too upset about people like doing this ignoring trend on her, because she has actually just released a new song, and like the whole ignoring thing, like it kind of just puts her name out there and it kind of raises awareness, so people are talking about Jojo Siwa and then they're going to talk about her song. But there has been a little bit of hate regarding her song, and I'm going to explain why.
I'm not allowed to be posting right now, so I'm going to get a lot of trouble for saying this, but I'm over it. This is my new song, Iced Coffee, and it's out everywhere now, and you can go stream it. Thing is, this song is very different for me, and I'm very excited about it. And so, even though I know I'm risking a lot right now posting this, and I'm definitely gonna get, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it doesn't matter, because it's a choice I'm willing to make, and it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Nothing's gonna happen. Why do people lie? Why do people feel the need to lie to promote things? Just be honest with us. We know that you've sat in a boardroom with your record company and you've said, you know what you should do? You should like pretend that we're not letting you release this. Like, you should sit down on the floor and the song's called Iced Coffee. I've got an idea. Why don't you sip an iced coffee when you do it? You know what that makes you? A statement maker, it does. It's just so obvious that this is like being prearranged. You can't just say, by the way, I've got a new song coming out and then just do loads of promotion for it. Like, we're still gonna listen. Now, I don't think I can play much of this song, but we're gonna go through the lyrics and I need to play one part of the song because it's gonna make your skin crawl a little bit. So the first lyrics are, wake up in the morning, let's go, you can flip me over like a fresh pillow. Oh, I don't like the way that this one's going. I don't think this is about iced coffee, guys. I think this is about something else. We be underneath the sheets, gutting sweet and low. I don't even know what that means. Gutting sweet and low. Love, come on, man. It's getting hot in here. Someone turn the heating on. I be getting Lucky Charms when I taste your rainbow. That's what I want to be reading a Wednesday afternoon. That is, take a sip. Hello. Make it drip. Hello. I love that Jojo rhymed hello with hello. The lyrics in this are just so funny. Like, it's as if like a 7-year-old wrote it. Like, French pressed up against my chest. Oh, oui oui. That's me in like my year 7 French exam. J'ai joué au foot avec ma copain. Oui oui. Le virus dans le bus. Le virus dans le bus. Which actually means there's a virus on the bus, guys. It's one of the only things I learned from French. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that in a video before. So if I go to France and there's somebody on the bus that's feeling sick, I'm your man. Don't you worry about that. I'll get that situation sorted in a bloody jiffy. Le virus dans le boost, man. Now, one of the most, you could say grinding lyrics that is in this song is this one. I'm not even going to read it out. Or should I? I'll read it out first, then I'll play it. Like the way you grinding my bean. Something about you turned me into a fiend. Now, obviously, that's a play on words. You know, coffee bean. Her bean. But I want to be listening to Jojo Siwa's bean. The way you grinding my bean. Something about you turned me into a fiend. Got me feeling... No! I don't want to hear about grinding on your bean, love. Oh, come on, man. No grinding beans. Not in a Jojo Siwa song. Now, people have really been hating on her because apparently this is like a rip-off of Sabrina Carpenter's song, Espresso, and like with previous songs Jojo Siwa's done, like she's been kind of exposed for like ripping off other people. Now, this is just my personal opinion, and you know, I might be wrong here, so tell me if I am. I feel like that's a little bit harsh that she's getting hate for it sounding like that song, because a lot of songs, especially a lot of songs in like pop, they all sound very, very similar. Like, it's very hard to have a really original record, especially if you're Jojo Siwa, who, let's just face it, isn't like the most talented person in the pop industry. I feel like sometimes with our songs, like, people do look for something that they can kind of just like, you kind of cling on to, that it's not good. Now, one thing I did want to dive into is like how successful Jojo Siwa's transition to like an artist has been compared to like other people that have tried to do the same from like influencer, like the pipeline from influencer to artist, because her EP's been out for quite a while now, so I feel like you can kind of judge how successful it's been. The most important thing I believe when you're kind of judging how successful an artist is by their monthly listeners on Spotify. Monthly listeners on Spotify, that basically says like, are people coming back to listen to your music? Like, it's a real good judgment of how good the artist is. It kind of separates if people are just big because of a meme, because people only really listen to that for like a select period of time. And when you look at Jojo Siwa's monthly listeners, like, she's just over 500,000, which obviously is a lot of people, but with this being her main thing now, that's not that great. Like, that's really not that great for the size of her audience. Compare it to Addison Rae, like, her monthly listeners is 14.4 million. Like, that absolutely dwarfs Jojo Siwa. Obviously, I'm not trying to like compare people. I know like I am comparing them, but I'm just trying to say like Addison Rae, I'd say, is a very, very successful influencer who became an artist, and obviously Jojo Siwa is trying to do that same pipeline, but it just doesn't seem like it's sticking at the moment. And I don't even mean to hate on Jojo by saying that. I'm just trying to like kind of put it into context. Like, even though she's getting talked about a lot, is it actually transitioning into actual fans? Even someone like Alex Warren, who was a YouTube vlogger, he transitioned into music and he's getting 14 million monthly listeners, very similar to Addison. It's just interesting because Jojo Siwa was definitely bigger than Alex Warren when he transitioned over into music, and I think it's just a case of these guys actually being talented and not just like relying on their audience to carry them. I don't know if Jojo just needs time for people to adapt or what it is, but like, she even went on the greatest podcast in the entirety of the world, the Tuah podcast, which I never miss an episode of, and I don't know, I'm trying to get a vibe, but a vibe's just, it's just a little odd.
I have been a bottom for a very long time. I'm definitely was like always bottom, like always, never around being top, like always bottom. But then in my most recent and bestest relationship ever, I have dabbled into Topland, and it's fun.
I now know too much about Jojo Siwa's personal life. I need to, but this is where I bow out, guys. Why do I know that? Why do I know that Jojo Siwa's a bottom? I could have died not knowing that information, and so could you. I apologize for even putting that in front of your eyes right now. I don't know if it's because it's such a change from our previous brand, what our previous brand was focused on. It's just such a jump. It's just like very overwhelming for some reason. But then you could say like Miley Cyrus was the same, but for some reason Miley Cyrus's transition from like child star to like, you know, grown up seemed a lot more authentic, I guess. It's so hard to work out, honestly.
So like, do you hop to?
Actually, yeah.
It's not just for the straight people. Yeah. This is not point proven.
It's very inclusive.
Sometimes a little spit can go a long way.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think I make a verbal like with it,
I
but
feel like you definitely should in the name of meaning.
I kind of like let it like drool out of my mouth, I guess.
You know what? I praise that she's very comfortable in our bedroom antics, that she feels open enough to talk about it, but my lord, it's so specific. We're just finding out a lot about this woman, aren't we? But yeah, I do want to round this video off by saying, like, all in all, I do believe Jojo Siwa is, like, a little bit overhated. Like, a lot of her posts are just stuff like this.
I spill no tea. I can't function.
You know, like, she looks like she's having fun. She's not a person I would actively support or keep up with, but she seems like she's just kind of doing her thing, and she seems like she always has a smile on her face. I do think it is funny to take the piss out of her cringiness, but when people are like wishing her death, I'm like, that's a little far, don't you think? Especially when some of them are like grown adults, I'm like, that's just a bit ridiculous. But like the soft side of us kind of hopes that, you know, she does kind of turn this music career, I don't want to say around, but just kind of in the right direction. And I'm just interested because I wonder in like 5 years if people are gonna look back at this, how they look back, like, you know, I don't want to say Justin Bieber because she's not on that talent level, but you know, when certain people were hated so much and then people look back and go, why did they give them that much hate? I wonder if Jojo's going to be one of those people. It's going to be interesting to see. Anyway, guys, if you would like to watch one of my previous videos on Jojo Siwa, click this video right here. It's got some really interesting information in it. I'll watch a brand new video from us here if you're all Jojo'd out. Also, we're uploading every single day until Christmas Day. Just letting you know, it's Cammas. Cammas? Fuck it.
Kirkham, baby.